a live video because it's something straight from the core. I'm heading to a meeting for my job. I'm heading to a meeting for my job right now. So what I want to talk about, man, is so I was hanging out with some people last night, and I had this really interesting insight while hanging out with them. I want to start off with when you start leveling up in life. Not even leveling up. I'll take that back. When you start making improvements in your life, you're working on your mental, right? You're taking care of yourself. You're getting your priorities in order. Everybody else's life becomes a little bit more noticeable in terms of where they're going. And what I mean by that is you start seeing things differently. Instead of listening to someone complain, you're looking at, like, for example, let me use my job as an example. I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes, but let me break this down for y'all. My job is sales based, right? And oftentimes, excuse me, oftentimes when it's slow, I mean, you got my teammates, some of my teammates, they'll complain. They'll be negative, like, man, it's a slow ass day, or whenever there's issues, we got to do this, and that, or it's like when they start complaining, they kind of lure you into the complaining. Next thing you know, it just turns into like this big old bickering session, right? And when you start realizing how other people think and how they project their shortcomings or their lack of happiness and where they're at on you, it's real easy for you to catch it because you've been doing the work on your own. You've been doing the deep work already. So mentally you're already at another level. You're not better than anybody. That's not me saying that you're better than people. All it is to me, it's you recognizing that my change of perception, my change of looking at this differently is going to work in my favor. Whereas somebody that's focusing on the negative aspect of everything, it's going to grow because what you focus on grows. Now, circling back to what happened last night, I was hanging out with some people. And what I thought was interesting was a lot of times we talk about finances and we talk about how gas prices are ridiculous, and my funds ain't straight, bada bing, bada boom. I'm tired, I'm working hard, yada this, yada that, right? Everybody's been through that phase. Hello, welcome to the stream. But the kicker is, or the difference, I should say, is it's different when you're talking about how life is difficult. It's different when you're talking about how your finances are tight, but you're actively not doing what you're supposed to do to help mediate that. You're not doing what you're supposed to do to kind of lessen the effect. Because you can't sit there and say that money is tight, finances are tight, but yet you're out here spending and blowing money on BS. You know what I mean? And that's what I was realizing. Like the person I was talking to, that group, they were frustrated about, how finances is crazy. It's really expensive. ABC, this and the third, right? Hello, welcome to the stream, man. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm just heading to work right now, and I'm just talking about a little experience I had last night with some people I was hanging out with. And you can't sit there and say that your finances are tight, money's expensive. Hello there, welcome to the stream, man. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm just heading to work right now, or I'm heading to a meeting at my job. So I got like a good 30 minutes, just to chit chat real quick. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Happy Sunday. But where I was getting at is you can't sit here and say that, finances are tight, things are expensive, this, that, and the third. And then you're out here blowing money on stuff that's not helping the issue, you know? Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found value in it. I appreciate that. So my thing is, you can't get mad and say that life is difficult, it's expensive, I can't afford it. I work as a sales rep. Um, but you can't sit here and say that, but then you're working against it. I'm not gonna go out here and say that, life is difficult and my finances are tough, then I'm gonna go to the dealership and get a car, when my finances aren't in order. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, I can't, my gas is expensive, but I'm gonna go buy a dog. Like, so I'm liking, oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, man, I just wanted to share that, make it known that when it comes to like trying to make life easier, what I'm saying, make things better for yourself, You got to be able to hold yourself accountable, man. And being accountable is knowing when to tell yourself no. You might not need to go get Starbucks today. You might have to go wait and get it another day. I love the emojis. Those emojis are cool. But yeah, man, I just wanted to share that. Like, you can't, when you start leveling up in life and you start doing things better for yourself, everybody else's growth becomes a little bit more obvious to you. You start to see and recognize, like, oh, okay, I'm going in this direction, but this person's going in that direction. What's going on here, right? So I don't know who that is. I'm about to be gridlocked for a second. That's wild. Why we speed up and then don't want to go to speed limit? Thank you. But how are y'all doing, man? How's your Sunday treating you? That's a little cloudy on my end, but they wanted to have this meeting, and I'm like, I like how this meeting is like 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning where I could be sleeping, catching up on some Z's. Hello there, welcome to the stream. So my game plan today, though, when I get off work, let's make some more content for y'all. Y'all let me know what kind of videos y'all like, man. Let me know in the comments. Or I got a community post that's in the works that I'm about to post. Probably when I get to my meeting, man, just asking what kind of content y'all want to see from me. Because right now I'm just making a lot of like just free spirited videos, man. Just speaking from experience, speaking from my own personal experience about things. And one thing I've noticed with people is like, don't express your frustrations about something, but then don't take the consistent effort to make a change. Life's not meant to be perfect. Life's not meant to be easy, right? But I don't know who this is, but I'm gonna need them to get from behind me. Life's not meant to be perfect. Life's not meant to be easy, you know. But life is meant to be experienced. That's the key thing about life. And life, when you learn to experience it at its fullest, you get the fruits and the labor of it more, man. Like, it's kind of hard to explain because I'm really just speaking from personal experience. Oh, that's why. Because I'm cruising right now. I don't need to. I had like two people just riding up behind me just now, just crazy. But I don't lost my train of thought. Let's see here. Mm, I like the matcha, but excuse me. Wish I could play some music right now, but I doubt I can play it. I don't know. Could I do it? I don't think I can. No, it's not letting me do it since we're on live. It's all good. It ain't no biggie. But oh, was that a older Porsche Cayman on the back of this trailer here? Not a Cayman, a Carrera. I'm a Porsche fan. I'm a big fan of Porsche. It's one of my dream cars I want to get. Appreciate everybody taking the time to chime in, man. It's gonna be a little short live. Yeah, that's a Cayman. No, it's not a Cayman. That is a Porsche. I just don't know what generation. I'm running on like less than 6 hours of sleep though, man, because I ended up staying up a little bit later than planned last night, but it's all good. It be like that sometimes. But I just want to like let people know, man, like life life is literally what you make it. And a lot of people become stuck in life because a lot of people become stuck in life mostly because like they don't know how to stay consistent long enough. Your life isn't going to change at the snap of your fingers. If you aren't showing up for yourself, being disciplined, talking to yourself nice. I used to have this phrase, oh, that was a Carrera. That's a Carrera 4. You don't see those often. Wow. And the Carrera 4s are so much smaller then. But, sorry, had a car moment just now. But your life ain't going to change unless you do. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome. If y'all like this live, man, just hit that like button for me. I'll be more consistent with it because I'm trying to find me a good system on how often I want to go live. I'm trying different times throughout the day. So I appreciate everybody stopping by. Don't have confidence in yourself don't have confidence in yourself. What do you mean? Help me understand. When you say don't have confidence in yourself, but what I was saying though is, ooh, that's a roadkill. Yikes. Ooh, that roadkill is something different. Let's see here. I meant to say you have confidence in yourself. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, that that takes a lot to build, honestly. You know, you got to get comfortable with people looking at you crazy. That's really what it is. You know, I feel like if people got comfortable with being judged, and I'm not saying go out here and let people talk to you any old kind of way, right? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that the moment you get comfortable in your own skin will be the moment you stop caring about what other people think, honestly. And that also goes with it too, man. I know a lot of people like want to do things, want to start their own business, want to start streaming, you know, want to have a YouTube channel, whatever that is, right? The sky's the limit. There's no limitation. The only limitation is the one you place in your mind. And I'm trying to remember where I got that quote from, but I kind of live by it, honestly. And the sun disappeared. It was supposed to be sunny today. Yeah, this meeting's gonna be like maybe an hour or two. They might have some McDonald's in there, I assume. I should have asked him for light ice matcha, man. I don't really like a lot of ice in my drinks because it's like I feel like when you put too much ice in them, you put too much ice in it, it kind of dilutes it almost. McDonald's is crazy. Hey, like they're probably gonna you know if they have like the McGriddles, you know, yeah, I'm definitely gonna snag one of those. Is that like an elevation calculator or something? I don't know what that is, but yeah, they usually have like McGriddles and stuff in the morning for these meetings. I just felt inspired to like do this live real quick because that was just crazy what I experienced last night. You know, where it's like, you know, the person I was talking to, you know, I know him for X amount of years, but I know a couple weeks ago he was talking about how just tough things are, mentally. And then you just go out and buy a dog or a cat. I don't know. People prioritize what has the highest value to it, you know. So whatever you value, that's one thing I learned, man. Recent years, real talk, is the more value you place on something, that equals its level of importance. All right. The more value you place on something, that's the level of importance it has. So if you make going to the gym a priority, you know, you're always going to do whatever you can to either go to the gym or do some fitness related. Always believe in yourself because always believe because the only thing that matters to yourself is everyone. Something hits you that means it to you. I feel that. No, honestly, yeah. Always. You got to believe in yourself. You got to be your own biggest fan. I made videos on in the past actually where I talked about how because I remember I went through a rough patch a couple months ago, or not a couple months ago, probably a couple years ago when life being life happened and my dad passed, and I had moments where I was by myself, and I reached out to a buddy of mine. I was having a mental breakdown. Life was just beating me up at that moment, and when I tried to call him, he didn't answer the phone. You know, so I was sitting there crying, just pissed off, mad, and frustrated, right? And I just had to zoom out, man. I had to zoom out and look at the bigger picture and realize that, you know, people aren't always going to be there. That's probably one of the toughest things I've learned is that people are not always going to be there. And a lot of times it's not from a negative standpoint. You know, it's not that people don't care about you or anything like that. It's just life is going to put you in positions where you got to be your own biggest fan and you got to have your own back. You know, because if you don't have your own back, nobody else will. You know, you got to be able to hold yourself up more so than anything. And that goes back to like you were saying earlier, you know, I'm only 9. Shoot, that's young. You at a perfect age. That's a good thing. Shoot, the sooner you top in that, the better. But yeah, you just got to be your own biggest fan. You have to be able to pick yourself up when life gets difficult. You have to be able to get yourself on track when you fall off. And that's what comes to building the right environment. That comes to having the right support group, being around the right people, feeding your mind to good things. What are you consuming on a day-to-day basis? Are you watching like negative stuff all the time? Are you always watching the news? You feel me? Like, I always try to encourage people to be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of what you're consuming. Because that plays a huge role. Watching the live, thanks. The vision is real. Hey, appreciate it. Welcome to the live. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick little live video, man. I'm going to this meeting for my job right now. They had it started at like 8 in the morning, so I was like, great, but that's whatever. I ain't tripping over it. I got a job. It could be worse, right? That actually is one of my coworkers right there. Yep, it sure is. That's wild. That's Jose. That's hilarious. But yeah, man. I don't know. That's how I look at it. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, look at things from a different perspective. That's what allows life to kind of open up for you. You start to open up new windows. You start opening up new pathways and routes. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Let me see. Are you on the highway right now, bro? Yeah. I'm going to a meeting for my job right now. So I hope it ain't too loud. And you saw one of your coworkers. I know you lying. Hey, you got jokes. So yeah, he rolling out right now. He done took out like 2 or 3 people already. But yeah, and I even felt that way this morning, man. I got up this morning and I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to this meeting. I don't. But in life you gotta do things so you don't feel like it. And this is one of them. Because that's why like the 9 to 5 grind is so hard, man. Because you're basically unless you're cool with that, unless you're cool with clocking in and making somebody else rich, that's you. But me, that's not my goal. My goal is to get to a point to where I'm not doing that no more. I want to be my own boss. I want to be able to have a freedom in life. But in order to get there, you got to go through phases of doing things that you don't feel like doing. You got to go through phases of being uncomfortable. And honestly, like that's just the truth of the matter of it right there. But where a lot of people fall short is they don't have the ability to stay persistent long enough. That's why you got some people that talk about doing like the 5 to 9. You got some people that do the 9 to 5. 9 to 5. That's it. Come home and sleep. Nah, man, you got to get them extra reps in. You got to you got to get them reps in. You got to hit the gym. And you got to spend those 30 minutes. You got to spend that extra hour working on your passion projects, working on the stuff that matters to you. That's going to help push you in a direction to get further ahead. And that requires you showing them when you don't feel like it. Now the sun's starting to come out a little bit. I subscribed to you about a week ago. Oh, I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. I'm working on getting some more content out for y'all, man. I'm trying to figure out what works. YouTube's algorithm is something else. Hello there. I appreciate everybody taking the time to chime in, man. It's supposed to be like a little quick live. I'm gonna just keep live streaming until I get to my destination. Because now I'm driving 40 minutes to the meeting. Then I got to drive another 40 minutes back. Like, and all it is the recognition. I was out for a month due to health reasons, so I only been back to work almost like 2 weeks. But by the way, my birthday is January 14th. I am a Capricorn. Nice. Well, I guess happy belated birthday. Oh, y'all got any plans or goals for the week, man? I know I said it in my previous live that one I'm working on just being consistent with going to the gym and getting to work like 15 minutes earlier because I had my fair share of moments where I was getting to work. I was getting to work a little too close to 8. I hate being late, man. I can't do it, but I'm also a human too. and then the sun disappeared again. Nah, I feel that. I got one more day, then I'm off. They got me on like a 7 day stretch, man, and I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, but it's variables that are out of my control. It's all good though. Just one day at a time. Food you can eat daily. Daily. On what to say, on what questions to ask. Yeah, this is a lot of traffic up here. But we ain't slowing down. That is a late lane switch. That is crazy. Where's my turn coming up at? Oh shit, exit 184 is right here. I can tell. Um, can we do this? How are we gonna do this? I'm already at my meeting. Are you like streaming on the way back home? I'm thinking about it, yeah. Cause I'm technically working right now, but like I said, they got me driving out and about. Yeah, this is my turn right here. But yeah, I'm planning on it. It might be short still, but I was trying to get 30 minutes, but I'm already about to pull up to my meeting here for my job. Yep, there go one of my former right there. I'll just follow him in. It's what it feels like. Somebody's watching me. That probably sound a little suspect. Go ahead and rip the e-brake. Skirt. No, I'm just playing. I'll get over here. Yeah, see, that's my coworker right here. He was my coworker. He is a former manager with the goldfish license plate. But I hope the audio wasn't too bad, man. Y'all let me know if the audio wasn't too bad. But yeah, I'm planning on streaming on the way back. I gotta open the store because I'm an opener. So once I get in, I'm in. I was thinking about streaming later, but like when I get off, but then I got work to follow morning at like 9 a.m. and which isn't terrible, but and what do you know? There goes a manager. That's hilarious. So everybody, well, my former manager. These folks right here in front of me are like my two former managers and coworker. Cat is 99. That is crazy. But yeah, I got 8 minutes. That's all good, man. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the live here. But appreciate everybody chiming in. I just wanted to share that little tidbit. Merry Christmas, David. Merry Christmas. He ain't hearing me. Merry Christmas. Oh, that's crazy. It's all good. But yeah, man. I will catch y'all a little bit later. No, don't cut. Why? Christmas is crazy. Oh man, it's all humor and laughs. That's all. Humor and laughs. But I appreciate everybody taking the time to chime in. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go live when I get back, like on the drive back. But I'm gonna make these community posts, man. Y'all keep chiming in on the community posts for me. Be on the lookout. I'm gonna drop one later today, just trying to get some insight on, what type of content y'all want to see. But that's pretty crazy though. How yeah, it's right here. That all makes sense. Sweet. All right. I'll catch y'all later. I don't know how to give you a notification without you either being subscribed or like either you being subscribed or you just look out for my community posts. Only subscribe if you want to though. No pressure at all, honestly. Like, but sweet, cool, that works. Yeah, that's my coworkers. All right, man. I catch y'all later. I'm gonna go ahead and get in here and be an adult for like an hour and some change. So appreciate everybody chiming in though, man. Yeah, I'll see y'all here in a little bit. Oh, they got a Cafe Rio right next to them. I'm jealous.